And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the October 12th, 2021 meeting of the West Virginia Entrepreneurship Ecosystem. Bill Woodrum here, the coordinator of the West Virginia Entrepreneurship Network and co-chair of the ecosystem, along with Tara St. Clair from the WVEE and COVID Center. We'll go ahead and get into our program today. I know we've got our speaker double booked, so letting her get on with her presentation, and that is Sara Payne Scarbro from Marshall University Research Corporation, the Alliance for the Economic Development of Southern West Virginia. So Sara, if you want to unmute yourself.
Hello, everybody.
Then you should have the ability to present, Sara.
Thank you so much, Bill, for this opportunity to join you today. As Bill mentioned, I do have to present and leave. I have my Alliance Operations Council call the exact same time as this call. We have a couple projects we're working on. So I won't take too much of your time today, but Bill was gracious to invite me to talk about small communities with solutions. It is an effort between the West Virginia Community Development, Coalfield Development, and the Alliance for the Economic Development of Southern West Virginia, which is a higher education collaborative now made up of 11 colleges and universities, not 10. We found no one. UC has ranks. So we're excited to have the effort. And small communities big started back in 2018. This is our fourth year of the conference. And this is our website, WVEsolutions.net. And this conference is in every November. So please save the date. It's November 15th through the 18th. And you should see the schedule. Is that good? Thumbs up if you can see it. Okay, thank you. And so we always have an economy day, a health day, a education day, and a community day. And so we have over 60 plus speakers already confirmed, and we're still building out the agenda. And this is virtual this year. So we're hoping to be in person next year, but we're doing one year over. And our first day is the economy, and random of our representation. We will kind of do an opening session, and then we will have a congressional update, and then we have a state update, and Director Barry Carmichael and Secretary WVEE have both confirmed. Then at 10:30, we'll
Sara, can you lean in a little bit? Your audio is coming in really broken up here. I don't know if other people are having that.
Yeah, I think someone's not on mute, Bill. So, okay, I think, is this better? Yeah, okay, great. I'm sorry about that. So Brad B. Smith is going to be with Director Graney, and they're doing a fireside chat talking about partnerships and our next chapter as a state. And then we always do a game show giveaway. We give out $50 gift cards made possible by our sponsors, who are very gracious to support this effort every year. And we're going to have a workforce development panel, and then we're going to have an e-commerce and exporting panel, and we're going to have a broadband panel. And really, this conference is about celebrating our successes. We know that we have challenges like every other state, but we need to press pause and look what we're doing well. And so this is just a wonderful annual update. We hear from state leaders, we do a little bit of networking, we learn something new, and we have a little bit of fun too. So we hope that you can join us. And then we go through our health day, and we've got WVU, Dr. Clay Marsh, he's going to give a COVID update. We've got the state attorney general talking about possible drug settlements and how that's going for the state. And then we have some federal folks invited in regards to health, and we're just waiting on final confirmations before we release those. And then down here real quick, our education is important to economic development. we're going to be hearing from VP of Diversity and Inclusion from AEP. She's our keynote for our Education Day. We also have a Higher Education Panels Day with presidents from 2- and 4-year institutions. We're going to learn the importance of soft skills training, and we're going to do a deeper dive on diversity and inclusion. And Thursday, last but not least, is our Power Performance Awards. We always open it in the summer to nominate someone that's making a difference in West Virginia. And this is their time to shine. So we're really excited. It was very competitive this year, but we have a great group of honorees that are changing lives, reinvesting in their communities, and putting people to work. So that will be a wonderful ceremony. And our keynote for Thursday is ARC co-chair Gail Manchin. So we are thrilled about that and really excited. We are also going to be bringing in some other partners like SOAR from Kentucky. We're going to hear from them in the afternoon. And then obviously our foundations play a critical role in sustainability and project development. So we'll be hearing from the panel. It's a lot. It's a great week, but it's a lot. And we hope that you can join us. And we're still building out. We released a call for entries, and we had a lot of people who wanted to be included in the program. And that's really exciting because that means a lot of great things are happening in West Virginia. So thank you for your time, Bill. I'd like to open it up if I have just a couple minutes. If anybody has questions, I'm happy to answer.
Sara, is it going to be live and virtual or only virtual this year again?
Yeah, it's just virtual. The tickets are $25, and that gets you for the whole week. And like I said, we have United Bank is our program sponsor, and ARP and AEP, and the Executive Magazine. And we have a lot of supporters and special thanks to help push it out. So feel free to share it with your networks. I am happy to send Bill some information. Maybe you could forward it out. If you could put it in your newsletter or anything like that, I'd be very, very much appreciative, just to spread the word, because obviously we want good attendance and good participation and have our state experts join us, all of you. So yeah, it's just virtual. Any other questions?
Okay, if nobody else has questions, if you do have questions, you can drop them in chat. I'll be sending out the notes to everybody later, so Sara can see those there, Brittany, from the Alliance. And yeah, those should be out by the end of the week. So we'll give you a heads up when those come out. Thank you so much for coming by today, Sara. I know you've got to run. I appreciate you making time to come on real quick at the beginning of our meeting.
No, I very much appreciate the opportunity. It's nice to see all of you. And maybe friends on the call.
Thanks, Sara. Deacon Stone, I saw you somewhere pop up a little bit earlier.
I am here. Hello.
Hey, Deacon is gonna update us on the Tri-State Makes Festival. Deacon, do you need to be able to share the screen?
Yeah, it'd be a little more fun that way. I could show you a couple of interesting things.
You are good to go, should be.
Right. Well, hey, everybody, I guess before I jump into that, I want to say, hey, thanks to you, Bill, for making some time for me to jump in here and update everybody on this year's West Virginia Makes Festival, which, spoiler alert, has a new title because of a new multi-state partnership. So through the Lights Regional Network of Maker Spaces, we're in partnership with Ohio University and Shawnee State University. And we are a hub makerspace here at the Maker Vault at RCBI Huntington. So this is a publicly accessed makerspace. You can get in here for as little as $25 a month or more if you're interested in having some support from us on projects, because I know that the 3D printing and laser cutting and resin printing and all the stuff that's super cool these days, everybody knows it's cool. Everybody wants to do it. We can even afford some of the pieces of equipment, but closing the skills gap so we can pull off real projects is a central component of RCBI's STEM education endeavors. So this is kind of like a tip of a ramp. And as we walk up that ramp toward either entrepreneurship, a career in STEM, then we want to make sure there aren't any great leaps, that there aren't any gaps in that journey, and that if there's a next step to take, that there's someone there to help you take it. And we help to try to turn that into a smooth ramp of progress, not just for our clients, but for kids who benefit from things like our STEM summer camps, from sponsors who help us accomplish our mission with our STEM outreach. And so there's a whole structure that we want to kind of gird up and make sure that anyone can walk up that ramp into manufacturing, advanced manufacturing, STEM careers of today. And it's more critical than ever, because I'm telling you, the folks in these career sets are going to be the ones with their hands on the wheel as we drive into the future. And that's going to be true even if it is a self-driving car, right? So bringing fundaments in and supporting folks and creating an ecosystem, you know, not just in entrepreneurship, but in making, is a critical cornerstone of our work. Speaking of critical cornerstones, the West Virginia Makes Festival this year will be its 8th year. Last year, we did a virtual video contest. It went incredibly well. This year, it is going to be dubbed the Tri-State Makes Festival. And we're going to welcome our, bids and challengers from across the river, and hopefully get this disseminated out in a network that'll reach many, many folks, really shine and help us shine here in the tri-state area to really show how much investment capacity, incredible ingenuity and inventiveness we have. So I'll show you a couple of ways that you can stay in touch. And if you go to our website, rcbi.org/MakesFest 2021, you'll forgive me, I noticed that it's not in one of the menus at the top of the website for some weird reason. So I'll make sure that it's up there so that we can find it. But this will take you to our save the date. So at this current moment, we're supporting a really fantastic endeavor with agriculture educators across the state called the Ag Innovation Showcase. And as I speak, we have all of these challenger videos pouring in. We're setting them up to judge and do a people's choice. And that's one reason among many that we thought bumping this to December this year would be a great idea. So I know many of you might be used to this happening in October and in conjunction with Manufacturing Day. And so that's the reason we're going to push this to December. Just think of it like a little Christmas present from us, a present of making, So if you want to find out more about it, we will be releasing this just as soon as we're through the Agriculture Innovation Showcase. And it is open to kids of all ages and to adults. So you can sign up for our save the date here and tell us what you're interested in. If you're interested in sponsoring, if you're interested in participating as a challenger or otherwise being involved, reach out to us. My email is dstone@rcbi.org, and you can email me anytime for any reason or for no reason at all. Just say, hey, right? So last year, we had some really exciting competitors, and these were some of the finalists. Note Thomas Stewart here, he's working on this fiber optic switching technology. And I'm going to show you in a moment an article that was released about how, he came to RCBI after this contest, and we've helped him take his invention a little bit further. Nate's Nets, he got an Appalachian Manufacturing Award. And we helped to create jigs and fixtures for him to create his custom handmade fishing nets right here in West Virginia. Got Marshall's own Brad Profit with his knee extension device for at-home maintenance to your physical therapy. Kennedy and Annabelle Fisher with this remarkable no-waste toothpaste brush project. They won an Appalachian Manufacturing Award as well, and we were able to take that from idea through their beautiful prototype stage to a fully marketed, gorgeous product that they could show off, hold in their hand, and actually demonstrate. So this, for me, helps to kind of exemplify how we walk with folks up that ramp, and that, registering as a challenger for the West Virginia Makes Festival could be the beginning of a pretty incredible journey with us here. So yeah, here is Tom's incredible invention. You can find this, came out in our RCBI newsletter. If you're not getting the RCBI newsletter, go to rcbi.org, scroll about halfway down the page and stick your email address in there. Yeah, you're going to see all that kind of like manufacturing and industry stuff. But you're also going to see a lot about STEM, a lot of really touching and beautiful success stories. And we'd love for you to go and check it out. Tom's is one of them, and you can find this in our newsletter and on our website. So we actually, went from his concept. He won an award at the Makes Festival, and he chose to come here, and we helped him develop this project a bit further. You saw some young faces in that video too, and I also have a little graphic here I want to show. Bear with me for just 1 second. You saw some young faces there, and I want to be clear, this contest is open to adults and it's open to kids of all ages, right? And so it's not all just, developing projects and products and having, neat inventions, even though that is a very important part. This is a graphic that we turn into a poster for educators each year, and we provide as a resource on our website. Of course, I'm adding the dates for this year's festival and how it's changed to tri-state. But this is it. This is design thinking works well in this category. Design for delight, problem solving. This actual process of going through, not just the process of making a video for a challenge, but making a prototype, coming up with a concept that can treat a problem means that you have to go through the step of understanding that problem on an intimate level. And it makes me think about, what Bill's top line takeaway from the design for delight and design thinking method is: do not fall in love with your solution, fall in love with the problem. And it's through that process that I think we're exposed to these remarkable breakthroughs, inventions, and innovations. And so, this is a little guide how we want even the very young to be able to come in, find problems, see an illustration of a problem in the world around them, right? Brainstorm ways to solve it, come up with a solution, prototype that solution, and test it themselves a little bit, improving it if possible, and then bringing it to our West Virginia Makes Festival and signing up on our website at rcbi.org. So we look forward to opening this on Monday. We're going to launch the full communication, and you guys will have access to means to share this with groups and promote to others. I hope that's alluring to you as a possibility. And sign up at the Makes Festival save the date. In the meantime, rcbi.org/MakesFest 2021, and indicate your interest, and we will send all this out to you. Make sure you're on our mailing list and you can stay in touch with us.
So I did drop that link into the chat, so you can go right from here right now to that.
You're the man. Thanks, Bill. I appreciate it. And I'll drop that link in our menu bar on the website here in a minute, right?
Awesome. Obviously, full disclosure, intimately involved with the start and the continuation of the Makes Festival there at RCBI. And just love that program. It was there was some good moments that I just got to remember by watching the videos of the kids and the adults that submitted last year as we tried to pivot online for the first time. So Deacon's amazing. If you need to reach out to him, dstone@rcbi.org is the email to help you with your entrepreneurship and making efforts. Does anybody have any questions about 2021 Tri-State Makes Festival?
Yeah, happy to take some questions.
Okay, if nobody has any, it is open to from youth up to adults. So love to see those submissions. And I'm looking forward. I got tapped as a judge this year for the Ag Innovations competition. So I'm looking forward to being part of that from the other side this time. So thank you so much.
For that. I'll be seeing you again soon.
So did you say it was virtual or in person?
That's right. So it will be presented virtually. We're going to get into lots of classrooms. On the day of the award presentation, we generally share some resources and inspiration about STEM education, as well as we give away prizes from 3D printer packages, not just to young people, but also to schools. And we have a very vibrant People's Choice voting that we had thousands of interactions on over this course of time. So that's a fun way that everyone stays engaged and wants to be there and show up and support their competitor on the day of. And since it's
You're more than $5,000 in product support and out the door that day?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So we have Appalachian Manufacturing Awards. 2 of those last year were up to $2,500 a piece. So there are some really significant investments made in projects that have legs, and there's a significant investment made in encouraging those who are progressing in the right direction to continue to keep leaning in. Good job, you get a prize, you won a printer, and you hopefully grow and come back next year and see where that takes you. So it's a really exciting endeavor. And, you know, to Bill's point too, like the Makes Festival has just been this point of magic in the Huntington area for years on, even years before I was at RCBI. Bill's been to more Makes Festivals than I have. Wow. Right. So we were on the campus of Marshall University and would often get, you know, robotics companies, manufacturers, engineers, the local Museum of Art, groups that would offer STEM activities to young people. And so we feel the pivot now that we've kind of had to go into virtual, we're going to capitalize on that virtual idea, making it convenient for people who might not otherwise have had the ability to get here physically. And that's why this partnership with the Lights Network, Ohio University and Shawnee State is so critical. That's why sponsorships from our incredible sponsors at Suddenlink and Ed Tucker Architects, multi-years running, who support our STEM endeavors in the form of camps, activities, and outreach opportunities as well. And I want you to know, hey, our sponsorship, we still have sponsorships available. So if you're interested in that, either tick that box or shoot me an email and let me know if you want to get involved.
All right. Thank you, Deacon.
My great pleasure.
It again, awesome program that I have a lot of great memories of. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we do again this year, kind of from the outside this time. So I know our next presenter also has some time bookends. Carrie White, if you want to take yourself off mute and give us an update on the Women Innovate pitch coming up next week at WVU.
Yes, thank you, Bill. We're really excited about this one, as we are for all of us, but we had a ton of applications for this Women Innovate pitch competition, and we're holding it during Women Entrepreneurship Week, which is next week in case you don't know. And so it will be held on October the 20th. I put the link to register in the chat if anyone would like to attend. Just watch 10 female entrepreneurs from around the state. So it's not just West Virginia, it's not just WVU students, it was also open to community members. So we'll have 10 women pitching on the 20th and a real variety of products and services. We're really excited about it. We will have, we have a panel of female judges and they'll be awarding the top 3 pitches funding, but we will also have a popular vote. So if you can attend and you want to vote, we really make sure that we cut our events to 2 hours, so you don't have to plan to spend more than 2 hours watching, but I think you'll enjoy it. The pitchers have 3 minutes to pitch and then about 5 minutes of questions from the judges. So we will get through 10 of them in 2 hours, but it'll be good. So I hope people can attend. If you have any questions, you can ask me or feel free to shoot me an email later on. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Carrie. If anybody has any questions, like I said, I know Carrie's got to run, but I always drop emails into the agenda, so you can shoot her an email. She is very good at being responsive to email and all things. So if only we were all as good as Carrie White. So while we're talking women's Women's Entrepreneurship Week, though. Trisha Ball, I think you said that the I Center at Marshall is going to be doing some things as well next week.
Yes. And am I able to share my screen, Bill?
Yeah, hold on. I can allow you to do that. Give me a second. You should be good now.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Trisha Ball. I am the Associate Director at Marshall's iCenter, which is our Center for Entrepreneurship and Business Innovation. And we will be hosting some events next week for Women Entrepreneurship Week as well. So I know people on this call are statewide. So if you are not in the Huntington or Charleston area, our event on Tuesday is totally virtual. So we would love to have you join us for that, no matter where you're at. So that would be a virtual fireside chat with Lee Faribaugh. Lee is the co-founder and president of Core 10, and they're doing some great things in rural communities, just doing some fintech, really working with local banks who empower their communities just to build the economy there. And so we will be doing an interview with her from 12:30 to 1:30 on Tuesday. The events on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are in person in Huntington. So if you're local, we'd love to have you join us for those. Wednesdays, a women's business speed networking event. So we'd love to see a really good mix of both students and women entrepreneurs and women in the business community there. And we'll be giving some prompts just so that way we're not all awkwardly standing around in a room and kind of not knowing what to say to each other. So we'll have some fun conversation cards and appetizers to hopefully get some good conversation going. On Thursday, this is for Marshall students. So if you know of any Marshall students to share this with, it's Start Something at Marshall, and it's just an open house at the iCenter. And we're going to have some fun kind of centers set up in our space in Corbley Hall. So we have some podcasting equipment, a teleprompter, some video recording equipment. So if people want to come do some Mad Libs teleprompter games, or we'll have some topics and a hat that they can pull out, and they'll have to form like film a mini podcast based on the topic that they pick out just to try out the podcasting equipment. And then we'll also have some brainstorming set up in our design thinking space. And of course, we'll have pizza since it's for college students. And then on Friday, we're offering an Intro to Design Thinking micro-credential workshop. So this is for anyone who wants an introductory level to design thinking. So just 3.5 hours for a micro-credential, and it is $99 per person. If you have any questions on any of those, feel free to reach out. I'll go ahead and drop all of the registration links in the chat now, and then I'll also put my email address in there.
Thank you, Trisha. For anyone who hasn't had a chance to go through those design thinking workshops, I did when I was at Marshall. President Gilbert was very high on it, but a lot of us through it. And I can tell you, it affects the way I approach projects now. It affects a lot of things. Once you get that kind of mindset moving, it really begins to affect it. And they do a great job on it. Benning and Trisha and the staff there do just an amazing job with that training. So if you've got clients, if you yourself haven't been through it, just a really amazing program, and kind of a way to think about things different.
Yes, Ben, actually, so the first time I ever met Ben, he told me once you knew design thinking, you'll never be able to forget it, and you'll look at things differently for the rest of your life. And I was like, yeah, okay. But I was at a PTO meeting a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about the new playground they're fundraising for. And I was like, they did not use design thinking on this playground. So yes, it is totally true. Once you know it, you'll start applying it just everywhere across the board. So we'd love to have you. And if you are not in Huntington, I know that's in person, we are looking to offer a virtual option in the months to come. This is just our first time kind of trying it out and piloting it. So we wanted to do this one in person, but we will be doing virtual ones in the future if you're interested.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Yeah, it is. It's one of those things that's the Lean Ag program. You know, when you start looking at things lean, and you start looking at things through those different lenses, it is amazing the aspects of your life. And what Deacon was referencing earlier is the phrase that stuck with me most is don't fall in love with your solution, fall in love with the problem. And if I've used that once with entrepreneurs, I've used that 100 times with entrepreneurs and staff. So really great program. Encourage everybody to take a look at that. As we talk about some of the other highlight events, we've got Women's Entrepreneurship, obviously next week, Global Entrepreneurship week is coming up, November 7th to the 14th. Several of you all have submitted events into Business Link. Global Entrepreneurship Week reached out to us and asked us to coordinate an idea of the trainings that were going on around the state. I said I would, but the easiest, lowest hanging fruit for me to do that is for you all to either send in activities that you're doing that week or get them entered into the calendar at West Virginia Business Link. I'm going to send them all a tally here in the next couple of weeks of the programs that I know are coming up so that West Virginia can be listed as a part of the Global Entrepreneurship Week program. So if you have events that you are running sometime in that time frame, November 7th to the 14th, please get those entered so we can get some recognition for the good work that this ecosystem is doing. We will be having our ecosystem meeting, coincidentally, during that time frame. So we will see you all in the middle of Entrepreneurship Week. And I think Tara St. Clair said she would bring cupcakes or cookies. Couple more things on the list today, a little bit shorter because some of our presenters had time frames they had to work with. The Economic Development Show podcast occurred last week, so they reached out to talk to us about the ecosystem. Totally randomly came to me, a guy named Dane Carlson out of Texas had heard what was going on in the ecosystem here, so I dropped the link into that on the agenda. If you have a chance, great opportunity to talk to him, and they're very impressed with what you all are doing throughout the state in the ecosystem. So just to make sure that everybody has a chance to hear that. I think with our time constraints, we are way under this month. Does anybody have anything else they would like to update the system on, any upcoming programs or events? I would be completely remiss if I didn't remind you all to hold the week of April 4th to the 8th, 2021. Tara would throw something at me virtually, if not physically. We're gonna do bridging innovations and hope a pandemic doesn't reassert itself this time. You all may remember in 2020, we had the original Ecosystem Builders Conference and live competitions set for early April when they got canceled. We're gonna do that again. We really are excited. I think we brought a great program to bear so far as it's starting to take place with the partners. Not everything is ready to be made public yet, I don't think, but some super exciting news coming down. So hold the weekend of April 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Particularly, I think April 5th is going to be our Ecosystem Builders Day. It probably won't be named that. We'll come up with something a little nicer than that. It'll be our Ecosystem Network Day, and some really potentially super exciting things going to be announced around then. So keep that date marked, put a little star on it. Tara, do you want to give anybody an update?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention Bill and I talk almost every day. We're working on the website, we're working on the registration. So we should have that to you by the end of the month. We're working on sponsorships. So if you are interested in sponsoring any of the breakout sessions, those are $500. We have tentatively 2 spots left for that. And then if you have any events that you hold in the spring, maybe you have a pitch competition, you are more than welcome to join in on Bridging Innovation. So just reach out to me. We're starting to fill up. It's looking like a very exciting weekend. We should have some more concrete information to you next month. But if you would like to be involved or showcase, just reach out to Bill or I, and we would be happy to talk to options.
Yeah, it's, I think, 8 different pitch competitions now during the week. We're going to line up and try to make occur all in that week of the 4th to the 8th. So it's going to be a little crazy. It's going to be a little wild, but I think it's going to be an amazing week for entrepreneurship in West Virginia. So keep that on your calendar. A reminder, if anybody has position openings, if you send me those out, I will forward them onto the system. I know, as the federal money starts to circulate, some people are hiring, some people are making changes. So keep that in mind, and I will keep promoting your position opportunities and the other things with your organization. Does anybody have anything else they want to share this month?
Yes, I just wanted to share that the West Virginia Women's Business Center does have a lot of events coming up. in the next few weeks as well as in November. So I'm just going to pop our Eventbrite link into the chat, and you guys are welcome to peruse on there. And we also have on the 23rd a credit repair workshop for West Virginia residents. And we have 9 spots remaining in that. So if you know anyone who may be interested, please send them our way.
Thank you, Kristen. We appreciate that. Again, I'm super excited that West Virginia's got a women's business center back and running and doing great things again. It's very, very important. And it's great that you all are doing the work you're doing, led by Nora. So super excited. Thank you for chiming in. Anybody else have anything?
Thank you.
If not, we won't drag this one out, folks. Thank you all so much for everything. I will get the notes transcribed here and get them posted by the end of the week to West Virginia Business Link, and you'll get an email with all those notes coming to you. So let's go out there and do good things. Be sure and hold hands when you cross the street. We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.
Thanks, Bill.